besties, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalise, and recently on my Instagram and TikTok I've been making a lot more LGBTQ content, and I've really enjoyed doing that and engaging with you guys more and just sharing more about my life as a lesbian. So this year in 2022, it's something that I really want to do is to share that side of me more on my YouTube channel. Now don't worry, I am of course still going to make fashion hauls, high heel hauls, all that fun stuff, but this is just something a little extra on the side that I want to do. So I thought, what better way to kick that off than by answering your questions that you guys asked me all about being a lesbian on my Instagram and also on my YouTube channel. Let's kick it off with a question that I got asked a lot, which was, when was my first kiss with a girl and what was it like? So I came out when I was 21, I'm pretty sure, so a lot of you know that already, but yeah, so I came out when I was 21. My first kiss with a girl was when I was 18. First kiss with a guy was when I was 16, but with a girl was 18, and it was in a nightclub. Of course, I'd had a few drinks. I remember it was my friend and I went out clubbing together. She'd found a guy for us both. They were like brothers or something, I don't know, and I obviously was not keen on the guy at all, and he was just, oh, I remember just being so disgusted by this man. He hadn't done anything wrong. I'm sure he was lovely, but I was just like, I cannot kiss this man. And then a girl came up to me, so random, literally so random. She came up to me, she's like, hey, you're bi, aren't you? And I was like, sure, like, because I knew I was gay, but I hadn't told anyone yet, you know. And then yeah, we made out, and that was my first kiss with a girl, and it felt right. That was really just like solidified for me. I'm like, I am in fact gay. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep that secret to myself for a little bit longer, which was dumb. I wish it'd come out sooner, but it's what I did. Another question I got asked a lot is, do I find it hard to know when a girl is flirting with me? I find it hard to know when anyone is flirting with me. I don't know what is wrong with my brain, but I just presume that everyone just wants to be pals. Like, when men are flirting with me, so often my friends have to tell me and be like, Annie, that man was flirting with you. And I'm like, oh, I probably should have told him that I was a lesbian. They're like, yeah, probably. And I was like, I'm always like, oh, my bad. So yeah, I don't know when a man's flirting with me or a woman. With me, you pretty much have to be like, hey, I'm flirting with you, for me to know. And that's like, if I'm starting to see someone, I'm always like, oh my god, they don't like me. And I literally need them to be like, hey, I'm into you, for me to know. So I don't know, I just think that everyone hates me, you know. Another super popular question is, as a femme, which is like, for those of you that don't know, basically someone who's gay but dresses super feminine and doesn't look stereotypically gay, which is silly because gay doesn't actually look like anything, but you know, it is what it is. So how do I approach girls? I pretty much don't. I still don't approach anyone, even if I'm at like a gay club or a gay bar or something. I still, like, I don't know, I just don't do it. I don't have the balls. Like, I can't do it. I can't. And it is really hard being femme, and I cannot do it. However, I do have a technique on how to get girls to talk to me, and honestly, I gotta stop telling everyone this because soon enough it's not gonna work because everyone will know it, but this is what I do. So listen, it's a really good tip. So if I'm going to a gay club or a gay bar or something, I will wear a loud outfit, like whether it's a loud handbag, a loud top, loud heels, just something extra, because what happens is girls will compliment my outfit. They'll be like, oh my god, I love your shoes. Then we'll start talking and I'll casually mention that I'm a lesbian. Now, or bi, whatever, you don't have to be a lesbian for this, bi works as well, or pan, whatever. But the way you do it, it has to be casual. Like, I'll just be like, blah, 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 oh, you know, because I'm a lesbian, blah, 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 you know? Works every time, because you're in a conversation, you've dropped that you're gay. With me, usually people are shocked because I don't look gay, which again, is silly, but you know, people are always shocked. They're like, oh really, you're gay? I'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I never would have known. I'd be like, oh, ha ha ha, what about you? And then you know, so then if you're both gay, usually by then the flirting has already begun. So that is my big sister tip for you guys. I'm telling you, it works every single time. Next up is, how has my type evolved over time? Well, my type has evolved a lot. I used to only be into like mask girls, and then I was only into femme girls for a while there, and now I would say I don't really have a type. So now I don't really have a preference when it comes to masks or femmes. Honestly, as cheesy as this sounds, it's all about personality to me, because I feel like I used to go for such toxic people, and now I'm just like not about that at all. Red flags, I'm out. I have learned from my mistakes. So instead now I'm just like, if you're a good person, if we vibe and you're funny, amazing. I don't care what you look like. I just want my inner peace. Like, if we can just make each other like better, amazing, love that. Don't care what you look like, you know. But I also, a lot of these questions were asking for like celebrity crushes that I have to like help explain my type. I really don't have any. I used to be really into Ruby Rose, but then I found out that she's like apparently not that great a person, so that put me off her. So yeah, I don't know. Whenever I'm online though and I see a hot girl, I'm always like, do I want to be her or do I want to be with her? So that's the internal struggle that we have as well. Another question I got asked a lot is, when did I know that I was gay? And this was coming from a lot of people that were wanting advice on like if they are gay or not. Honestly, from what I've heard from other people, it can be super confusing to know or not. However, for me personally, I've known my entire life. Like, I suppressed it for years, as you guys know, but literally one of the earliest memories I have is having a crush on my friend in kindergarten who was a girl, and also having a crush on Shigo from Kim Possible. So growing up, I always liked girls, and because I was young, I just presumed that everyone did, and it wasn't until I was a little bit older, probably around 8, that I realized like, oh, I meant to like boys. I was like, hang on, hold the phone. What does this mean? What? And then I just like suppressed it for the next 21 years. That's not the right math. The next 16 years or however long it was. And honestly, deserve an Oscar for that performance because no one knew I was gay. I should have pursued a career in acting after that. Did people treat you different? Yeah, of course. And they still do. So I feel like a lot of it is microaggressions. Like nowadays, I don't hang out with anyone that would feel comfortable enough to be homophobic to my face. I don't tolerate that, obviously. None of my friends or family would tolerate that. Like if that were to happen now, I wouldn't even have to call them out. Whoever I was with, friends or family, would call them out for me. So I surround myself with only amazing, lovely people. In saying that, it does still happen every now and then, not with my like close circle, but I find that it's mainly in microaggressions. That's what I have dealt with certain people. Like a lot of people won't openly say that they don't like that I'm gay, but they'll say small comments like just sort of questions of being like, oh, it's gonna be so weird having 2 dresses at the wedding and things like that. And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't even have a girlfriend, so I don't know why we're worrying about my wedding. Second of all, who said there were gonna be 2 dresses? Third of all, if there were 2 dresses, that is iconic, you know. But it's just little small microaggressions like that I deal with, which I know probably sounds like a nothing, but if it's someone saying it constant, it gets a bit exhausting, but I usually cut them off now. I've grown and I've learned that if people are doing that stuff, it is internalized homophobia, and I just don't have time for it. So there are people out there that'll love and accept you, and there are people out there that will not. It's just a matter of finding the right people. So did I go on dates with girls before coming out, or was it just guys? Before coming out, I hardly went on any dates at all because I was so awkward on dates. Look at the way I'm reacting. Like you could tell how anxious it made me. Hated going on dates with men. I would literally like be dripping sweat because I was so anxious, and I would throw up in my mouth. Like, and it was nothing to do with the guys themselves. It was more just like I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be on a date with a guy. I knew I was gay. I was fighting whether to tell people or not, and yeah, I just absolutely hated it. So I only went on a date every now and then, basically to keep everyone else in my life happy, like family and friends. So they'd be like, okay, yeah, she's going on dates, cool, she just hasn't found anyone. And then just before I came out, I went on a date with a girl. I think it was like a month before I came out, maybe, something like that. And yeah, but before that, I didn't really go on any dates. Next up is where to meet other lesbians. Honestly, gay bars, gay clubs, and dating apps are kind of the only places I really know of. I love this next question. So it's, how do heteros ask people for their pronouns and if they're LGBTQ politely? I love this. So this is obviously just my opinion, but I would never be offended if someone asked me for my pronouns or if I'm part of LGBTQ. Obviously, just like read the room. Don't randomly just be like, hey, are you gay? Like, if it's in a conversation, you can just ask and be like, oh, sorry, are you into women? Or sorry, are you into men? Vice versa. I don't think it'd be an issue. I think as long as you're polite about it and have nice intentions, people can see that and just understand that it is, you know, you might feel a little bit awkward asking, but yeah, I doubt that anyone would have an issue with that. So yeah, just ask politely. Do I prefer gay women or am I open to bi women as well? I have no preference, gay, bi, pan, non-binary. I'm not worried, I don't care. As I said, I'm really these days just focused on personality. It's really, that is all that matters, personality and ambition. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Ambition's really important to me. And for the lucky last question of today's video, it is, what is the most irritating thing you have heard? Obviously, like not in life, just like about being gay. I have 2 things that I absolutely despise being told. Okay, so the first one happens literally, I would say, every other week. Like I have a man, it's always a man, it's never a woman, it is always a man telling me that I just haven't found the right man yet. Whenever I'm like, I'm always polite, like I don't randomly bring up that I'm gay. If it's in conversation or a guy's hitting on me, I'll be like, oh no, sorry, I'm a lesbian. They'll be like, oh, lesbian, you just haven't met the right guy yet. I'm like, okay, well buddy, if you're straight, you haven't met the right guy yet. If we're going by your logic, like how do you know you're not gay? Maybe you haven't met the right guy. I hate that, it really grinds my gears. I always just like shut down completely and I'm like, get away from me. Like I have no tolerance anymore. I am done. 2022, I just do not care to be polite to people that are rude to me, you know. And the other most irritating thing that I've heard has only come about recently, just as I've been like, I don't have a type, I don't, but lately I've been gravitating more towards masc women. I keep getting asked, and this just grinds my gears because of how ignorant it is. People keep asking me, if you're into a girl that looks like a guy, why not just date a guy? Because I am a lesbian. I don't want a man. And these girls that look like guys, first of all, they don't, but besides the point, irrelevant, that is a gross sentence and I hate it. They don't act like guys. They still act like women. They are still, like they're just, I'm getting frustrated. Like these girls are still women, like so they dress a certain way. That doesn't mean that they're not women still, you know? Like I just find that so incredibly ignorant, and it usually stems from a man with toxic masculinity. So yeah, that really grinds my gears. So with that, that is the final question of today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to let me know down below what other LGBT style content you would like to see, because I would love to include this on my channel more. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I'm posting on there a lot as well. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.